With a baby on the way and new house under construction, the McBee dynasty, real American cowboys Cole McBee was seriously considering proposing to girlfriend Kacie Adkison. The only problem, she wasn't on the same page regarding the timeline. After engagement ring shopping with mom Christy McBee during Season 2, Episode 8, Cole surprised Kacie with an impromptu date night at the site of their future home in Gallatin, Missouri. Following a proposal fake-out where he presented her with a house key in a small box, Cole called out Kacie's apparent hesitation. "I just think we need a little more time," Kacie explained. "I don't want to get engaged just because it's the next step in our relationship. I want to get married because, I want to spend the rest of my life with you." Cole said that he already knew he wanted to spend his life with her, though prompting Kacie to similarly respond, "I don't ever want us to not be together, but I don't want to rush into anything. We still have time to fix things." In a confessional, she elaborated, "I love Cole, but he doesn't really know how to read a room. I think we have a lot to improve in our relationship before I can see myself marrying him." Inside Cole McBee and Kacie Adkison's relationship issues. Prior to their date night, Cole owned up to his recent behavior causing friction between him and Kacie. "Lately, I haven't been the best between Nashville and Ozarks," he admitted. "I wish I would have treated Kacie better. I need to make it up to her." "I see why am I." During the McBee family getaway to the Ozarks, Cole and Kacie clashed over his heavy drinking, which contributed to his explosive argument with brother Stephen McBee Jr.'s on and off girlfriend, Kacie Adkison. Then, during a boys' weekend in Nashville, which Cole skipped Kacie's maternity photo shoot to attend, he ignored her two requests: no girls in the house and nightly check-ins before bed. Cole's thoughtful date night gesture ultimately helped to somewhat move the needle forward, though. "I don't completely forgive Cole for all of his behavior lately, but this date just shows me all the reasons why I do love him and why I do stick around," Kacie shared with a producer. Later, Cole made even more progress by apologizing to Kacie for their Ozarks dust-up. "That was very sweet of him to do," Kacie added. "But I just wish Cole would keep up this behavior all the time, not just whenever somebody's mad at him." Cole McBee discusses proposal and marriage plans with his mom, Christy McBee. Christy had already made clear to Cole that his and Kacie's then unborn daughter needs her parents to be married. However, as he explained to her, "I'm not all the way ready right now, but I think once we get through this house and get through the baby being born, I think it'll happen." He also couldn't help but notice how vastly his mother's views on marriage differed from those of his father, Stephen McBee Sr., who viewed tying the knot as a jail sentence. When Cole revealed that he was budgeting for Kacie's engagement ring based on his plans for a $12,000 elk hunting trip, Christy took him to a jewelry store so he could get a better idea of prices. After all, he'd estimated that a 2-carat diamond would cost about $2,000, and when a producer instructed him to look up the real price, he joked about needing to take out a loan. While shopping, Cole also admitted that he forgot to really listen the couple times Kacie mentioned her ring preferences and could only remember that the shape she wanted was a rectangle. Regarding an engagement timeline, he offered, "I do think that Kacie wants to wait till the baby's here, but then again, why wait if you know it's the right person and the right time?" The late Missouri sun dripped gold across the skeletal frame of what would soon be their home. Dust motes danced in the fading light, swirling around Cole McBee as he knelt, a small, velvet box clutched in his hand. The air thrummed with the promise of summer, and a different kind of promise, one he desperately wanted to make, right here, right now. Kacie Adkison stood before him, her silhouette softened by the evening glow, a gentle curve barely visible beneath her flowing dress, a testament to the life growing within her. His heart pounded a rhythm against his ribs, a drumbeat of anticipation and a faint, unsettling anxiety. He'd gone all out tonight. The impromptu date at the construction site, the twinkling fairy lights he'd strung haphazardly, the picnic basket brimming with Kacie's favorite treats. He'd even remembered the artisanal cheese she loved, the one that cost a small fortune. He cleared his throat, the carefully rehearsed words catching in his throat. This was it, the moment. He opened the box. "Kacie," he began, his voice a little rougher than he'd intended. This is for us, for our future." Kacie's eyes widened. Then a soft, hesitant smile touched her lips. She reached out, her fingers brushing the contents of the box. It wasn't a ring. It was a gleaming silver house key. Cole watched her, a knot tightening in his stomach. He'd meant it as a sweet gesture, a prelude. A symbol of the home they were building, the life they were forging. But as her gaze lifted to meet his, he saw it. The flicker of something unreadable in her eyes. Not disappointment, not exactly, more like a question mark. "Cole," she said, her voice gentle, but with an underlying firmness. "This is really thoughtful." She looked around at the exposed beams and plywood, then back at him. "But I just think we need a little more time." The knot in Cole's stomach twisted. "Time? Kacie, we're having a baby. We're building a house. What more time do we need?" He felt a familiar frustration bubble up. He loved her, he truly did. And he was trying. He'd been trying so hard lately. "I don't want to get engaged just because it's the next step in our relationship," she explained, her voice softening, but her resolve unwavering. "I want to get married because, I want to spend the rest of my life with you." "I already know I want to spend the rest of my life with you," Cole countered, the words tumbling out, earnest and a little desperate. Kacie sighed, a quiet exhalation that seemed to carry the weight of unspoken concerns. "I don't ever want us to not be together, but I don't want to rush into anything. We still have time to fix things." "Fix things?" Cole repeated, a defensive edge creeping into his tone. He knew what she meant. He just wished she wouldn't bring it up now. Not when he was trying to be romantic. Not when he was trying to do things right. Later, in the quiet of a confessional, Kacie articulated the swirling thoughts in her mind. "I love Cole, but he doesn't really know how to read a room. I think we have a lot to improve in our relationship before I can see myself marrying him." She wasn't wrong. Cole knew it deep down. The recent weeks had been a minefield of his own making. Nashville, the Ozarks. He grimaced, remembering the sting of Kacie's quiet disappointment, the sharpness of her words. He'd owned up to it, to his mom, to himself. "Lately, I haven't been the best." Between Nashville and Ozarks, he'd admitted, "I wish I would have treated Kacie better. I need to make it up to her." The Ozarks trip had been a disaster. His heavy drinking, the explosive argument with Kacie Adkison, Stephen Jr.'s on and off girlfriend, and Nashville. He'd skipped Kacie's maternity photo shoot, her maternity photo shoot, for a boys' weekend. A weekend where he'd completely disregarded her two simple requests: no girls in the house and nightly check-ins before bed. He'd failed on both counts, miserably. Tonight, with the house key and the twinkling lights, he'd hoped to turn the tide. And to some extent, he had. Kacie later, to a producer, had admitted, "I don't completely forgive Cole for all of his behavior lately, but this day just shows me all the reasons why I do love him and why I do stick around." He'd even swallowed his pride and apologized to Kacie for their dust-up. "That was very sweet of him to do," Kacie had acknowledged. "But I just wish Cole would keep up this behavior all the time, not just whenever somebody's mad at him." Her words echoed in his ears. It wasn't about grand gestures when things were bad. It was about consistent effort, about showing up every day. The conversation with his mom, Kacie McBees, earlier that week had been equally illuminating, if not a little anxiety-inducing. Kacie, ever the pragmatist, had made her stance clear. Their unborn daughter needs her parents to be married. Cole had tried to explain his own internal struggle. "I'm not all the way ready right now, but I think once we get through this house and get through the baby being born, I think it'll happen." The words felt hollow even as he spoke them. Was he just delaying the inevitable, or was he genuinely waiting for the right moment, a moment when he felt he truly earned it? He couldn't help but compare his mom's views to those of his dad, Stephen McBee Sr., who notoriously viewed marriage as a jail sentence. Cole respected his dad, but on this, he knew he wanted something different. He wanted the partnership, the commitment, the family his dad seemed to avoid. Christy, ever practical, had taken him engagement ring shopping. He'd budgeted for Kacie's ring based on his plans for a $12,000 elk hunting trip. A $2,000 diamond, he'd estimated. He'd nearly choked when the jeweler showed him the actual prices for a 2-carat diamond. A producer had told him to look up the real price, and he joked, half seriously, about needing to take out a loan.